Hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy, and we have got a great show lined up for you tonight with Mr. Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried Barbecue, and Mr. Aaron Lesley with Texas Oil Dust. Guys had an incredible weekend this past weekend at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Super happy for both of these guys, well deserving 288 teams. We're going to get to hear all about it, and we'll hear Aaron's story as he was coming down to that last little deal. I think he about done gave up, so we'll hear. He told me a little story on that. Maybe he'll share that with us as well. So looking for a great show tonight, and I hope everything is going well for everybody. As you come in, certainly let us know. I see Mr. Gordon is already in the house tonight from Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, brother, how are you doing? Casey, how are you doing today, all the way from the land down under? Carlos, man, congratulations to your big win at the Humble Rodeo show. I was really trying to figure out if I could get 3 folks in here. I know I have talked to you in the past about getting you on, and I'm going to have to reach out to you again. I'm sorry I haven't. I wished I could have got you on this show, but I just felt like it was just going to be too hard. It was so much to talk about, such big competitions like this. But man, congratulations, and I'm going to certainly be reaching out to you to get you on our show as well, man. You've been absolutely killing it. So who else we got? Mr. Alan Jackson, all the way from Nebraska. Thank you for being here. I'm sure it's pretty miserable and nice and cold up there, because it sure is here in Shreveport. Mark, how are you doing from icy Fort Worth? Yes, I'm glad y'all got it. So far, we've just got rain and cold weather. I don't think the high got over probably 36, 37 degrees today, and it's just been nice, light little rain on and off all day, but I don't know. It's starting to rain a little bit here right now. I hope it's not too loud. If y'all start hearing, it's just, you can hear major static. I've got a little cover I can try to put over my mic, and maybe that'll help. If it gets bad, guys, just let me know, and I'll see if I can do something to help it. Let's see who else we got. Justin, man, how are you doing today? Glad to have you here. You had some great calls, I think, as well. So congratulations for what you was able to do this weekend. Tom, we appreciate you being here. Mr. David, there is the man right there. Mr. Gunnar Wilhelm Knives. Where are they at? I know they're right behind me here. There they are. There's Mr. David. If you were looking for an incredible set of knives, man, I highly recommend that Lightning Pro Cut series. Gunnar Wilhelms, they are wicked sharp. They hold an edge as good as some of my $200 knives. Be sure to check them out at gunnarwilhelm.com. David, we're glad to have you with us tonight. Paul, appreciate you being with us. Mr. Danny Titus down in South Louisiana. Danny, appreciate you being on here tonight, brother. Mr. John up in the frozen tundra of Wisconsin. Glad to have you here. Ooh, appreciate you being here. Doug, thank you for being here all the way from Mississippi. That's awesome. What's up down here in Gulf, floating around? Congratulations to Aaron and Purvis. Yeah, man, they had some really, really big weekend this weekend. It was really glad to see what they did. Let's see who else we got here. Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Good evening, Mike. Sir William Purvis. Yep, congratulations, champ. Yep, he is running just a few minutes late. He had to go get some stuff. His battery was dying on his cell phone. He got tired of it, and he drove about an hour away. Had an appointment at 1:30, and man, they didn't even get to him. He didn't get out of the store to almost 6 o'clock. So he may just be a few minutes late. So just sit tight. The champ's coming. Verrill, thank you for being with us all the way from Portland, Oregon. Mr. Steve, we appreciate you being here. I'm sure Shauna's on here as well. Hey, sweetie, how are you doing? I know y'all had a fun time down in San Antonio. We was reading through your post and stuff, and looks like y'all are having a great time as well. I'm swimming in my pool every day. Yeah. Don't worry. I mean, it's obvious you can do that in Australia. You won't be doing that here in the good old United States. So have fun and sip on a cold one for us. Billy, hey Mike, it's been a while since I've been able to catch a show. Hope all is well. Billy, things have been going good, and I hope to see you out on the competition trail one day. I don't think we've ever got a chance to cook together, but I'm hoping one day we can. Man, there's the second half of that Texas Oil Dust team. Mr. Chuck Long, man, I know that y'all was super excited, and I can only imagine how you and Aaron felt after getting that first place brisket call in RGC. Congratulations, man. Aaron, let's see, dreaming about sunshine, green grass, and barbecue here in Iowa. I would imagine it's probably pretty cold up there as well. I was talking to a friend of mine that lives up in that area, and he said it was about 26 degrees, and it's just a little too cold. So, do beans go in chili? No. Yes, beans do go in chili, because if you have chili without beans, it's hot dog sauce. So That's just my opinion. But I think Bill. Here's the thing: chili to me, it has to have beans. And I don't know if you've ever done it before, but I was in a conversation with Scott Nardi, who was the 2021 SEA or 2022 SEA world champion, and he was asking that. He said, "Heck yeah, man, beans go in chili." And I said, "Tamales. I don't know if you've ever taken fresh tamales, cut them up in about 1.5 inch long pieces, about that last 30 or 40 minutes. You don't want them to completely cook down. But man, I put some beans in mine. I put tamales in mine as well. Man, you talk about something good." He was like, "Man, I have never heard of that, but I am definitely going to do that next time out." So there's your pro tip. Mr. Jerry, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you being here. Miss Caitlin, how are you doing? Yes, I hope to see you in a couple days. We will be in Vegas. I'm going to try to get there around 12 o'clock. I can't remember what time, Caitlin, you said that first turn-in is. I think you said it was either 12 or 12:30. So I'm going to try to get there around 12. We'll probably stay there around 1:30ish or so, and at least stay there for a couple of the turn-ins. So looking forward to seeing all the SEA cookers out there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So my wife's going to be with me. My father-in-law is going to be with us, and we're just going to go around and watch a bunch of good guys and gals cooking some steak in a parking lot. So, Mark, appreciate you being here. Not in Texas. There you go. James, thank you for being here, brother. Enjoyed you being on our show last week. Let's see. Ron Newton, yes, if it's not Sloppy Joe's. That's right. So, 100%. Chuck, we appreciate you guys being here. Man, got a lot of folks. Candace, thank you. Looking forward to the show. And yeah, absolutely. And looking forward. Are you going to be in Vegas, Candace? I think you told me last week you was. Who else we got? Chris from Enfield, Connecticut. Appreciate you being here. Mr. Tim Woolridge. Hey, Gabby's doing good. Tim, she's finally gotten over that 50% mark. So she's doing good. The puppy stage is going out, and she's getting a lot better. So that's our new little dog that we got. I really hadn't even posted anything on social media about her. Man, we loved Greta so much. She was a huge part of our family for 15 years. She was my barbecue dog, my trash talker. And we finally got another puppy back in the first week of November, and Tim sent her a Christmas gift. So we appreciate you asking, brother. Let's see, Dan Danny, appreciate you being here from Oregon or Portland. I don't know if it's Oregon, but yes, it is Oregon, Portland, Oregon. I'm assuming that's where you're at. It's not Portland, Texas. Joe, thank you for being here. Kevin, thank you for being here. Should be a great show. I'm certainly hoping so. Ron, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Chuck, so proud of Aaron. That brisket was phenomenal. Well, to beat 288 teams and go through 4, I think maybe 5 rounds. I think you're right. I'd be super proud of the man also. Let's see. Beans and chili equals meat soup. Well, beans and chili is let's see. Chili without beans is hot dog sauce. So there you go. We can go both ways with it. Let's see. Congratulations to Bill and Aaron. Yep, there we go. Jared, let's see what we got. Hello, everyone. A little cold here tonight in southern Oklahoma. Yeah, it's probably cold and icy and everything else. Let's see. Chili without beans is just Sloppy Joe. So there you go. We got the debate rolling tonight. Greg, thank you for being here tonight, brother. Appreciate it. Let's see. Your chaperone, the father-in-law. Yeah, that's exactly right. Just what I need. Peepaw, he was like, "Are we going to go to the Bunny Ranch?" No, Peepaw, we're not going to the Bunny Ranch. So, let's see. Ron Newton Burr, no, sir. And no beans and chili. Oh, man, you guys are killing me. So, afternoon from my rolling office in South Jersey. Appreciate you being here, Larry. Ron, Zachary, get out here with that negativity. So, Candace, I'm the rep in Vegas, so looking forward to seeing you. Awesome. Candace, I think I've only met you one time, so if I don't recognize you, make sure if you see me out there, please come up and introduce yourself to me again. I don't get to too many SCA cook-offs, so I'm still trying to learn everybody, and I just don't know that many. So, Adam, thank you for being with us. Joe, let's see. It's cold and rainy here in Beaumont. Louis, thank you for being here. San Antonio. Hey guys, we appreciate everybody letting us know. Burning a little bit of extra time here. Bill still hasn't got on yet, so I'm going to burn just another minute or two. Please sit tight. Give Bill a chance. He had to go get a battery in his phone, and he was supposed to have been back at the house by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and he didn't leave there until 6 o'clock. So he did tell me he's on his way. He may just be a few minutes late. Who else we got here? Ron Newton cries in the Alamo. Okay. You can put all that in chili, but that don't make it chili. So, all right. The damn Yankee, Texas barbecue from Van Alstyne, Texas. I guess I got that right. Maybe I missed it. Ask Aaron about the beans. We'll get it from the champ. I'm sure he's in there laughing about that. Oh, let's see, laughing out loud. Chuck, let's see. Carly also cooked in the Buckaroo Cube. Placed 6. Congratulations out of 50 teams. That's awesome, Carly. That is great. Man, she's been killing it. Cold, windy here in Lubbock, Texas. Yeah, I can only imagine. It's been a while since Fort Worth when we first met. Yeah, that was it. It's almost 2 years ago. It's the first time I got to meet you. I remember you was the first one that came up to me and said hi. So it was really cool being able to meet you. I was running around like I didn't know nobody. And here comes Candace. She was like, "You're Mike Steele." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." I don't know who you are. So, all right, here we go. We got the champ. Just said 2 minutes. So give me a couple more minutes. Bill's on his way. Yeah, Bill's watching. So give him a few minutes. Bill, don't rush too much, man. Get in, get set up. We got just a few minutes. Man, people are still pouring in. We got the big debate going on right now. Does beans belong in chili? Yeah, I think it does. In some tamales, too. So he's smoking a joint out back. God. Hey, from Eric's up in Minnesota. Good Lord, I hate to know how cold it is up there. Let's see, Bill burned up his phone with all the congrats on Facebook. Yeah, it probably melted his battery. That's why he had to go get a new one. Missouri here with lots of ice. Man, we got people from all over the U.S. This is awesome. So from coast to coast and through the Midwest and even from the land down under. The Barnyard Pimp in chili is phenomenal. I bet it is. That's sounding pretty good. So let's see. Big fan of the show. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being here. Tell your family and friends and loved ones about us if they're into barbecue or if they just like to watch a bunch of guys sitting around a computer screen. So another minute or so, Bill should be with us real quick. I've always liked to thank our partners. We couldn't do what we do without them. I ask once again, everybody, hey, if you're looking for a product, you need product, be sure to check these guys out. Prairie Fresh Ribs, absolutely love them. You can get them from Raider Red Meats there in Lubbock, Texas. They got overnight shipping that is super reasonable. Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop, Mr. Brian Crawford, and he's got some great products himself. Fully stocked store with about everything you can imagine. Mr. Wild Bill, Texas Select Season. He is releasing a new product tomorrow, so be sure to check out Texas Select Season. He's got some great products coming with the new release tomorrow. Mentioned it earlier, Mr. David was on here with Gunnar Wilhelm, some of the absolute best knives on the market. You can get them at GunnarWilhelm.com. My good friend, Mr. Dustin Stanley at the barbecue store. He does so much for the cookers and promoting barbecue competitions. We certainly appreciate him being part of our show. Mr. John Lindsay, it all queued up. And my dear friend down in South Louisiana, Miss Gail with Daigle's Barbecue Sauces and Rubs. Man, I love their product. They've got some great stuff. Be sure to check them out. Well, we got a couple more people that's popped on, so I'm going to jump in here real quick. Does he have a flip phone? He needs... I don't think so. I eat chili with or without beans. I just like chili. Amen, brother. There we go. We can all agree chili's good. So, negative 30 below. No, you can keep that crap. So... that's too cold. No way. Let's see. Hey, Mike, my cooking partner's son won grand champion of the San Antonio Rodeo Junior Pitmaster Cook-Off. Won a $10,000 scholarship, had 46 high school teams. Man, that is absolutely awesome. Congratulations, man. What's it? Steve, put his name out. Let me give him a shout out, man. Hopefully it goes soon. It's a mess here in Arkansas. Yeah, it looks like maybe by Thursday it's going to clear out. All right, without further ado, I see Bill is sitting here. He's got the banners at full attention. He's got the smile on his face, his brows wiped. He is ready to rock and roll. The man himself that we all want to be like, Mr. Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried Barbecue, the winner of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Hey, brother.
How's it going, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, loud and proud, brother. And them banners are looking good.
I just spent all day at the Apple store. It's been brutal. So
I know it. I told people just give us a minute. You're coming, and man, your banners are looking bright and proud back there. I went to Fair Park High School. Our colors were black and gold, so I'm kind of thinking, man, I might need to try to go down there and get one of them things. So.
Man, my wife wanted to put them up. She's like, man, we need to hang the banners, and you're always doing these little podcasts and stuff. I said,
yeah. Well,
man, start pinning them up. So.
Well, it's a good thing you did, because this guy right here is proud of his too. Mr. Aaron Lesley, brother, glad to have you with us tonight, man.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Man, I tell you what, you two guys absolutely killed it. So for those that didn't hear the national news, it made all the headlines. It was probably on CNN, ESPN, everything else. As Fred Robles would probably say, we got 59,000 viewers on here right now. But if you didn't hear, this man right here, Mr. Bill Purvis, in the center of the screen, he won the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, 288 teams. The only person, if I recall, that got 2 calls, it was a 3rd place brisket, 6th place rib?
5th place rib, 5th rib, 3rd brisket, but J.D. Williams got 2 calls as well.
He got two eighth place calls.
Yeah,
2 eighth place.
Rib and an 8th brisket as well. So.
Okay, so that gave you just enough points. So so the way it worked, he had a 3rd place and a 5th place, 6th place. What did you say?
5th rib, 3rd brisket.
5th rib, 3rd. So that gave him enough points. Gave him over 10. I don't know the exact total. Was that about
14
points? Yeah. So he had 14 points total. And then the next person after that was 10 points. First place went to Mr. Aaron Lesley. Yep. And Aaron got reserve grand champion. You may go, well, didn't first place rib and first place chicken get 10? Yes, they did. But the tiebreaker is brisket is considered in Texas, in these organizations, the highest called meat. So Aaron finished second.
Robert Rocha got a first place rib. Yep.
That gave him 3rd. And then the guy that got a first place chicken got 4th.
Jeremy Cortez, Smoking OCD, got first chicken. He also got first chicken at the Royal, not this last year, but the year before. So,
wow. Yeah. Wow. 288 teams. So, guys, all I can say is congratulations to you guys. That is awesome. Now everybody kind of knows why this is a big deal, man, to have you guys on here. This is the 2nd largest cook-off, sanctioned cook-off in the world, isn't it?
I think that's what they said.
Yeah. The American Royal's number 1, 288 teams here. That's the 2nd largest. That's more than Houston. I know Houston is close to that. Right. So, man, and you had to go. How many rounds did this thing go?
Man, I heard it was 4 rounds. Did you hear 5, Aaron? Yeah, I wasn't in the judging room, so but I heard 4.
They said 5 rounds. Is what they had to move it to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Brandon, I will be there. So if you see me, I'll be there probably around 12 o'clock, probably around 12 to 1:30. We'll stay probably an hour and a half. Yeah, man, to be able to go 5 rounds and your food still tastes good, ice cold, man, that says something right there.
Man, I don't know if it's got to taste good. It's just got to taste better than everybody else. You know?
There you go.
I don't know if any of it tastes good after 5 rounds. You know?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. And there's the winner of the Junior Pitmaster. Steve just put him up. I don't know. Is that T-A-U-T?
Stanish.
Stanish.
Yeah, Tout Stanish.
Tout Stanish. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Congratulations to him. Man, $10,000 scholarship. That's pretty awesome. Man, we've got tons of comments that's rolled in. I want to get to them, and then we're going to kind of hear congratulations, Bill. Congratulations, Bill. Let's see. Hey, Chicken Fried, congratulations on your big win. Give Aaron some love, too, now. He got reserve. Let's see. Tom, he got it.
Congratulations. Just chump change, man.
There we go. A-Rod, baby.
Hey, ain't nobody jumps on the second, man. You know, you first, you last. You know?
Get in there.
First, you last.
That's right.
Hey, I heard they gave away 5 of those things, and I just happened to take home 2 of them. I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
There you go. That's absolutely right. So
it's like a pit change. You just swap one for the other, right?
That's right. That's right. Keep them rolling. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I mean, everybody's just congratulating. They laughed at Bill when he trimmed his 3rd place brisket on Tuesday. Look who is laughing now. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Congratulations, Aaron. Congratulations, man. So many people. Joe.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Yeah,
hey,
there we go.
Congratulations, Bill.
There we go. I took Aaron's Texas Old Dust class in Weatherford World Class. Get it on. There we go.
Get it on.
Let's see the Midland Meat on Company on brisket. Absolutely. Greg says 2 awesome guys right here. Couldn't ask for 2 better champs. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay, Tate. T-I-N-T. Okay. How many ribs, briskets did you have to turn in? So there we go. Give me what was the, how many chickens, How many slices of brisket and ribs?
9, 9, and 2.
9, 9, 9, and then 2 halves. Okay.
Yep.
Wow, 288 teams. That's pretty awesome. Well, Bill, let's hear a little bit about, what was your I mean, you've been on a pretty good roll. Both of you guys have, and you had big cook off here a couple of weeks ago. You did pretty good. I know you had a big rib call. Did you? What was your mindset coming into this thing? What was you doing for your prep? Leading up to
Man,
it.
I wasn't really, and I don't want to say I wasn't taking it too serious, but last year I reserved it. So and as all of us know, it takes a lot of luck in this game, especially at these bigger cook-offs. So. I didn't really have big expectations, being that, man, I got really, really lucky last year with the reserve. I wasn't thinking that, I'm going to go in. I did kind of talk to some people and thought, that rib did pretty good last year. I'm going to make sure to remember exactly what I did on that rib and make sure that, I stay true to what worked last year.
Right.
Brisket, I didn't, last year's brisket, while I liked it and everything, it got second last year, but I did feel that, man, it was just a little too bland. It was right down the middle.
Right.
But sometimes, I like to have a little bit of pop. I like to have a little bit of flavor, and even sometimes when the judges like it, if I don't like it, I'll still fuck with it.
Right.
So,
right.
So yeah, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot, just because, like I said, I got lucky last year and thought that, and Aaron was one that, me and Aaron talked last year. He came over to my trailer and tried my rib and said, man, every time I cook a rib like that, I walk. That's a good rib. And he said, but I've been here 4 years and I hadn't walked at all. So, and I'd use that reference of how difficult it is, in that field, that Aaron's a great cook, and he's won, Aaron's won GCs all over the place, all over Texas. He's,
right.
He's no stranger to being, on the stage for that last call,
Right, right.
So for a cooker of his class to go there and, not get a banner, which I think Aaron's got a great story on that, as far as, as far as getting that first place brisket, but, Aaron's a great cook, and shoot, he's taught me things, and, me and him kind of, we'll touch base every now and then, and, kind of go over kind of some of the stuff we're doing and try to help each other out. But yeah, I mean, I thought, shoot, I got that 8th or that 5th place rib, and my weekend's complete. When I got the rib call, I was like, oh, man, I'm bringing home a banner. Man, that's all you can ask for. And I didn't get any banners on the jackpots, and I was kind of not necessarily kicking, but I had pretty big expectations on those jackpots. I thought the steak was really good, and it's as well as my open, but like I said, it's just a huge field, and you gotta, I think Chris Schaefer said, you got to cook really, really good food, and you got to get really, really lucky. And that's my ribs and brisket I thought were excellent. I would the meat I had was really, really good to start with. So I was talking to my sister today, and she's doing ribs, but she just picked up 2 racks of ribs out of the bay at the grocery store. And I'm like, well, did you look for marbling or anything? No, I don't know. I just grabbed 2 racks of ribs, and I was going to use your rib grind on some ribs in the oven. And I was like, man, and she goes, it always works on steak. I go there and get fillets. I go, yeah, well, there's no separation at HEB on these are the good ribs and these are the select ribs.
Right.
So, a big part of what we do, I really starts with that meat selection, and making sure you get good ribs. And I had great ribs, and I had a great brisket. It was all up to me not to screw it up, and luckily somehow it unfolded in my direction. So
heck yeah, you did pretty dang well there. That's for sure. To get 2 walks, one of only 2 people to get 2 walks, and 2 pretty high walks. That's even.
Yeah.
And here's the cool thing, man. I mean, you can say what you want, man, but for you to RGC that thing last year and turn around and come back and GC that thing this year, man, that's an incredible accomplishment.
Man, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Until I got the rib and I sat down, I looked at my wife and said, man, that brisket was pretty freaking good. So, watch those numbers. And sure enough, they called it out for 3rd,
Wow. Well, let's talk about this man over here sitting beside you over here now.
Oh, he's got a great one. He's got a great story.
I want you, Aaron. I want you to. You kind of told me that story, Aaron, once they got to second place. But let's don't get the cart too far ahead of the horse. So, what was your set coming in? You've been doing pretty dang well. You've had some, I don't know, first place brisket at World Food Championship against the top cooks in the world, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of killer ones, and I heard it was absolutely freaking phenomenal. So tell us what you was kind of planning on. This is your 6th or 7th year of doing it. So
so it's my 5th year.
Okay, 5th year. Okay.
And everybody wants to go to the rodeo and get a banner. They flash them. It's like jewelry on, in the biggest street of Hollywood. I mean, everybody's got a fur coat and jewelry. So everybody's got their banners or got their black and golds and they're blinging it out. Every time you walk by, everybody's shaking them, and they're all excited because they got that walk and they got that time. So after last year, we all sat down and we had a little roundtable discussion there at the Bullhorn Camp, and Joey Machado, and we all sit there. And I said, "Look, I've never gotten a banner. This is 4 years. I'm hoping that my 4th year is going to be my year." Well, I had some final table calls, and I gave it my best, but it just wasn't enough to get to the funnel down to that top 10. So fast forward this year, I'm like, okay, look, I'm determined. Got some, my dad's not doing very well, and I was like, I just want to go down there. I'm going to do my best. I've got 8 chances at getting a banner. That's the way I look at it, and that's how I approached it. Going through the day, we got done Friday, and it's like, man, we turned in good steaks. Midland Meat Company steaks. They always do good at San Antonio. We turned in good, good chef choice, and the beans. Me and Chuck knocked the beans out. I liked them. I mean, they were really good, and so we went through the funnel, and nothing happened. Get some final tables, and I'm like, gosh, man, this. I only got 3 shots tomorrow, and it's a lot of teams cooking, So
right.
We get through it, and we're all in the very back. Once you get there late, obviously you're not going to be able to walk up to the front and try to get a better spot. So we sit there, and it goes through the first 10. Jeremy Cortez gets his call. Matthias, all those guys. And all of a sudden you get under the ribs, and then boom, here comes Rob, and here comes Bill. We're all like, yeah, everybody's J.D. Hanley, he gets his rib call. And
all your friends are getting calls.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, there's 40 people around me, and everybody's getting something. And I'm over here. Man, Chuck's like, it's okay, man. I got a good feeling. And I was like, and I said, look, man, I mean, that brisket was banging. We've got a good brisket, and there's ways you can approach your meats on a contest like this. And we came from another era to where it was multi-round judging. So we all have been there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, look, man, we played our cards right. Bill knows this. We've talked about it. When you have multiple rounds, there's certain things you can do and not do that may get you there and it may not. And it may work and it may not, So I played my strategy. I stuck with it, and I got going. So got down to 4th place, and I was like, man, this is anybody's table right now. First place brisket might win this, but Rob and Jeremy already got, 2, and Bill's got a call, and so it's anybody's ball game. And Bill walks, and I'm like, gosh, man, he sensed it right there. He's got it, but there's still 2 calls left.
Right.
There's still 6 guys that have 9s and 10s. So
right.
It gets down, and it hits second place brisket. I turned around, man. I just like, you know what? Screw this place. I'm never coming back. I will never set foot back at San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. I will not waste another dime. And I used a lot of very aggressive words. Okay. I dropped the F-bomb probably 100 times in about 2.2 minutes. I mean, it was just like, I'm going. They're like, man, it ain't over with yet. And I said, I'm just pointing the finger. I'm doing the whole dropping the line thing, and I heard this 2-1-4-1-3, and I looked down, and I flipped up my deal, and I looked at the banner, and he said 8, and I just assholed that beer. I mean, I got it. It's in the trailer. It ain't going nowhere. It'll stay with me. And I threw it down, and I pumped it. I was like the Hulk. My eyes getting it down there. I was screaming, let's get on! I just couldn't believe that they just called. So everybody's looking at me, and George Valerio's coming over, and apparently I picked him up and shook him a little bit, and other guys are getting hugs, and me and Chuck are hugging, and then I get about halfway up there, and I stopped because nobody knows I'm going up there yet, except the guys behind me. So I haven't made a fool of myself. So I stopped and checked my ticket number again because I didn't want to get up there and be like, oh, damn, I was, one number off. So once I realized it was mine, I was chunking chairs. I was bulldozing my way through. Guys bigger than me, I was pushing them out of the way. I got somewhere to be. Get the hell out of my way. I'm just going because your adrenaline is rushing and it's pumping and it's going because you just got that call. And I got a banner. That's all I could keep saying was I got a banner. Reserve Grand hadn't even sank in yet. All the other stuff, it was because it hadn't happened, but I just got that banner. So
that is
hilarious. It was. I gave up. I gave up on that last call when second place hits. There's only one spot left. There's 240 other people that are fixing to get a walk, and it just so happened to be me. So I was. We all do that. Oh, they ain't gonna call me, and they call you. So I got lucky, and it funneled. It made its way through the funnel, and I got a banner. See?
Yeah. Hey, you got two.
That's what they kept saying. They said, no, you got two banners. I'm like, no, I got a banner. I got the triangle banner. That's what I got. And but it was all good, man. I was super stoked. I appreciate Chuck Long being there. He was a big help. I did make him run for chicken. He if he hadn't had his good shoes on, he might not have made it all the way up there. But we had an 18th chicken, so I still made a final table chicken. Had a good brisket, and we made it through. So that was. I'll go back next year.
Okay, he's coming back.
I'll go ahead and pay my money.
Okay. So here the one thing I got out of all that, Bill, that was funny as all get out. I was running through there and I saw this guy. You said his name, and I think I picked him up, and I just kept right on going. I grabbed this guy and I picked him up and I hugged him and I kept right on going. That was hilarious. Yeah.
They said, George is a pretty good sized guy. And when I picked him up and was shaking him, his legs were just dangling off the ground, Everybody's like, this is how it looked. And the barbecue family is awesome. They were very supportive. And I got a lot of crates, because the only other person I know to ever reserve and grand the rodeo is J.D. Henley. And he did it 2 nights. When we first had a double header, it was the Texas Pitmaster Challenge. It was like the San Antonio Road did something kind of cool, and they did a Friday cook-off and a Saturday cook-off, and JD reserved it on one night and granted the next. And Bill's the only guy I know that's reserved 1 year and granted the next. So that's an elite group to be in.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know he had done that. Wow. That's crazy, man alive. What a story.
When I got up there to get the banner for the third place brisket, by the time I got done taking pictures, I saw AJ Garza, which AJ Garza, he finished number 1 in CBA in brisket points, and last year AJ got third brisket and I got second. This year I got second and AJ got third.
Wow.
But I was already up there and congratulated AJ, and I knew at that point, man, there's only one spot left that could get me, and there were several people that could, if Rob or Jeremy or even Mateus, some of these guys that got second place chicken, second place ribs, even third or fourth place in chicken or ribs could have overtaken me with the first brisket. But I started walking back to my chair. Some of the Lone Star guys said, "Why don't you stay close? We have a feeling you're going to come back up here." And I thought, man, that could be a curse. I'm going to walk back to my chair. I'm not going to curse myself and hang out up there thinking that no one else could, overtake me, because there was definitely room for someone to jump me for sure. Right. And, Aaron knows how many times we've been jumped at contests and got an RGC because of whoever got first place brisket. It happens more times than not. But I walked back and I got about halfway back. And of course, people were congratulating me on the brisket and, you got this, you got this. And when I heard it was, because they had called out the ticket number while Aaron was walking up, I was walking back and I heard Texas Oil Dust, Aaron Lesley. And I went, man, I looked at my wife. I think we just won this thing. So
if there was ever a time you wanted to hear Aaron's name called, that was it.
Man, I was rooting for Aaron.
Come on, Aaron.
Man, and truth be told, I was rooting for Aaron the whole weekend. I was really hoping that Aaron would get a banner, because, this game will play tricks on you. It'll fuck with your head, and especially, Aaron's a great cook, and for him not to, get a banner. It's just been, he's just had bad luck. I know he cooks good food, and it showed, this weekend it came around where his good food did rise to the top. So, I was tickled to death for Aaron. So
I appreciate it, man. That's, the best advice I was given in Henley, JD Henley, I look up to that guy, Buckshot Barbecue, because he's probably one of the best, if not the best brisket cook I've ever seen. And at least one of them. And, his theory is get out of the way. Just put the beef out there. Just get out of the way. Let that brisket take care of its business. If you do too much and you worry too much and you put too much investment into that brisket, you're going to alter what it was naturally born to do. So just get out of the way. And so I did that. I did the normal routine, straight and simple, and threw it out there. And when we got done, it looked good. It tasted good. I thought, man, we got a shot, But if you're going to get one call, I
was only rooting for Rob on ribs. I was only rooting for Rob on ribs. Mainly because I know what seasonings he uses.
That's it.
It's
if you're going to get a call in this world, in this state, it's just got to be brisket.
I'm 100%, man. Texas is all about the brisket. So, somebody just said, Daddy Dutch Barbecue, look at all that black and gold, man. That's 5 black and golds back there, man. That's
I got a couple more over here too.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot you got some from last year too. That's just 2 of them. So
and they wouldn't all fit. So
wow, that's crazy. Aaron, you and Chuck going to Rattlesnake Roundup?
Man, we're gonna look at going. It's always been a good cook-off in this area. Used to turn out some pretty good cooks. They've had some sanctioned body changes, but I'm looking at the calendar and trying to. Right now, it's time to get serious about getting to the Jack. That's the main thing, is getting there. Some of us
how many qualifiers
don't have to. I think one.
So
so it's going to be a full year, But you got to think from August 1st till the end of the year. There's a lot going on. You've got the Royal, you've got the Jack, you've got other cook-offs you want to go to, and they're kind of big. So if you don't start early or you don't come into the game at a certain time to where no one's really cooking because of the weather or because of sports or, summertime, if you don't get in there at a certain time, you get those licks in, and then hopefully it kind of pays off. But, we'll just play the strategy game and see what happens.
Yeah, it seems like, man, when August 1st hits, it would be so cool if you could already get maybe at least 2 in, by the end of the year to give you that chance to get there. So it's hard if you don't have any and it's already into January. And, man, it makes a heck of a time to try to get 7 in, in 8 months. So it's pretty hard. So Louis wants to know if y'all are going to Mercedes, either one of y'all? I
will be.
It's on the fence. Cody Cook-Off for Lone Stars that same weekend. We got some friends that are in the top 10 there. So we're going to play it by ear and see. It's 3-hour drive versus 11. So,
oh, wow.
I've been to Mercedes the last 2 years in a row. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the next week and a half.
Yeah. I'm hoping the bus is ready so I can go get it and be the first this year. Yeah. James Dotson, we got y'all on the big screen. There we go.
So Bradley's talking about he bought a Yellow Dog school bus. Somebody cut the rear end of it out for a porch.
Oh, okay.
And so he's got a Yellow Dog school bus. He's rigging it up as a barbecue trailer, and the porch area will have his pit. It's like a porch trailer. So that's what he's talking about is he's waiting to do his maiden voyage on that.
Okay, that's going to be pretty cool, man. You got to get some pictures of that rolling across social media. That's going to be cool. I think there's 4 good ones up my autos, that is. Okay, autos. Brandon, where you live at, man? There's 4 autos.
There is 4 good autos in KCBS, and also IBCA. New Mexico, and there's Nevada, and there's a couple other places. But we chased Nevada 2 years ago and had a first brisket there, got 3rd overall, and we got our shot for 20 in Leventon, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Which also for Oklahoma, so it's kind of the 2 times that we qualified to go. So it's going to be tough, but we'll see. So we can't make it. A lot of guys will be chasing that same 7.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see, Carlos. What are the months for the Jack? It's August the 1st through July the 31st.
Yes.
Yeah, we have it till the end of July.
Till the end of July. Yeah.
And this was my number 3, so I'm sitting on 3. So I need 4 more.
Oh man, you got a good shot, Bill.
It'd
Well,
be
you've been
nice,
cooking.
it would be nice.
You've been cooking lights out. So, what kind of beard oil does Aaron use? Beef tallow. Midland Meat Company beef tallow.
Wagyu beef tallow.
Wagyu beef. Yeah, the Midland beef. That's it. Hopefully you too, Aaron. Let's see. I'm going to hit the Aaron. Bill Arnett it to try and get my GCs this year. There you go. Brisket medic.
Actually, you want to hit the ones we are at. That's where you get your your marks. I mean, you can go to any comp and win one, but not everybody can win one. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, New Hampshire, Maine.
Oh wow.
Vermont, New Jersey. Wow. Woo, that'd be a fly. I'm not driving.
But this is my first year to share the stage with Bill. So Bill and I have never been at a contest where we GC'd and RGC'd, and that was our first time. So
cool.
He's got multiple photos of Fred and Phil and a few other guys, and here I am, I'm always like, I'll be in the circle one of these days,
All right, so Aaron's got a question.
It was a nice one, Aaron, to share the stage for sure.
It was.
Best advice for someone who only has the ability to cook 3 or 4 contests a year. Who wants to take it? I'd say just go have fun. Just enjoy it.
Buy some meat and show up. Pay your entry fee.
And maybe you can cook at home and get a slew of judges from your neighborhood that will hopefully give you
positive
real
feedback.
information, not just tell you everything tastes great because it's free.
Right.
So find some people that are critical. My daughter's really critical. So if I'm playing with something, she'll tell me the truth,
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, I know if she likes it, if I'll mix sauces and stuff at the house and I'll give her 3 or 4 different ones, and man, she'll straight up tell me, I don't like that guy at all, So,
Right.
I would find somebody critical that's not going to blow smoke up your butt,
Right.
So,
Right. 100%.
I always try to find a lot of ladies because the ladies will tell you the honest truth. It's too salty, it's too sweet, it's too peppery. Men, they just like beef, or they just like to eat, right? So sometimes they'll tell you what they think you should know instead of what they should really tell you.
Right.
So if my advice, cooks ask me all the time, and I tell them to cook your best competition grade food. And I know your family gets burned out of eating barbecue, right? So take it to your local high school cafeteria. Those ladies in there, they don't cut you no slack.
Yeah.
So if you have a high school cafeteria, if you've got a fire department, you can take it down to say, hey guys, I'm doing this right here. Can y'all help me? I want y'all to judge this. I want your honest opinion. Those guys won't mess around. They're going to like it, but they're going to tell you what their honest feedback is. So I tell it to a lot of guys because it's your first responders, your cafeteria workers, some of your hospitals. They'll love to eat it. They would love to have it, but they'll give you an honest feedback.
Right. Yeah. Right. 100%.
And if you only have, if you can only do 3 or 4, and every time I go to the grocery store, I'm looking for, it don't matter if I go to there for a gallon of milk. I'm going to go by and look at ribs and look at briskets and look at, and if I got the marbling, then I snatch it up. So, meat selection, I think, is huge in, it's like going to, you don't want to take a knife to a gunfight. If you've got,
That's right.
If you've got hammer ribs and you can find some really good ribs, then snatch those up and throw them in the freezer and save them for that contest. Because
That's right.
If you're just going out and picking ribs up the day or two before the contest, you're behind the 8 ball already.
We normally start on Mondays or Tuesdays, and your HEB. If you're in Texas, your local HEBs are going to have a schedule. They put things out on, unless they just run out, from the weekend or something like that. So we know the honey holes, and we kind of know the stores that put out the better meats. So we'll start Monday or Tuesday, and then by Wednesday it's already trimmed and it's already sitting vacuum sealed. It's just
and make friends with the people in the meat department. I've got them on text message. So where I've got their phone numbers. Where I can call them and text them and see do they got pork. Can they cut me some money muscles or whatnot? So those guys in the meat department. I think Brad said you can't win a contest on a Wednesday or a Thursday, but you can lose one by picking up meat at the last minute. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm like you. I'm constantly, every time I go through, I'm looking. Man, I hooked up with a guy at Kroger's, man. They've been getting some Prairie Fresh pork butts one time. I was like, man, if you ever see them things roll through here again, please call me. So give me your number. Sure enough, man. I mean, we was in New Orleans last week and a half ago just went down there for a little mini vacation. And, man, I get a text on Sunday. Hey, man, I got these pork butts. They're $1.97 a pound. I was like, are they Prairie Fresh? And he said, no, man, I think they're just a Kroger brand. I was like, God, I went and looked at them. I mean, for $1.97, like, heck yeah. But just real small little money muscles. They were some good 8, 9, 10 pound pork butts, but they were just kind of small money muscles. And I was like, just not many to choose from. So, but you're right, man. I mean, it's important.
Well, look at Carlos. He just GC'd this weekend. Carlos, he GC'd Humble, and he's in the comments. He's got 5 different meat managers at HEB, and me and him have talked about it before. And I know he's already got his briskets for Rodeo Austin.
Yeah.
So being prepared is it's a big part of it. So.
Okay, so Bill, I know is going to Houston because he automatically got the bid. What about you, Aaron? You going to be there?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the company to call me back. 2 weeks ago, I was asked to, right before Hold'em hit them, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I was asked to cook brisket for a team here, a company out of Midland. Nice. I cooked the brisket for them, and I said, yeah, I'll cook the brisket for them. How much room do I got? He goes, you ain't got much. I was like, well, I got a drum. I mean, I can cook it on a drum, whatever I need. Right. But you don't have to give me much room. I'll cook it in the back of my truck and bring it up to the front if I have to. I just love a shot at going to Houston to cook.
Right.
So I'm waiting on an answer back. I'm hoping that maybe they saw this weekend. They want to, somebody wants to step aside, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If anybody needs a brisket cook out there, I'd love to do it.
There you go. Yeah. I mean,
my thing for Houston until next year. So
it's next year. Okay.
It's next year.
Okay. Are you going to be there this year or not?
I will be, and I'm cooking with Extreme Texas Cookers this year. I've cooked with them for the last 3 or 4 years. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So I will be cooking with Fong and his group. So.
Okay.
I've never even seen Houston.
Yeah. I hadn't been down there. I mean, I hear it's like crazy amazing. So, goodness gracious, man, we got questions coming to all your comp meats. Let's see, do y'all's comp trim meats then freeze them or just freeze them whole? So,
I freeze them whole. I don't really trim them and then freeze them. That's just me. I don't either. If I get a good rack of ribs, I'll throw them in the freezer. So
yeah. So Aaron, he just walks out there and slaps the dadgum cow, and he's got a fresh one. Just hits his dadgum.
Oh yeah, so, I mean, he's right there at the ranch.
I tell you, man, it's nice to know the guy who raises the beef. John Starbuck with the meat company he's a gem. Whenever he's been a good friend, and the guy doesn't bat an eye. He helps everybody out, and the things that he does and what where he goes. I'll text Adrian or go up to the meat store and say, hey, guys, got a brisket I can get? And they're like, there's one in there, and I'll just go rummage through whatever's on the shelf. Every now and then you get lucky, and there's some comp boxes on the bottom. They kind of pull the better ones, and I can sneak one of those away without nobody seeing it. So,
right.
Because I honestly don't take the comp briskets. Those are for the guys that are paying for them.
Right.
And I don't want to ruin something for somebody. So we just cook what's on the shelf that you would normally buy as a customer walking the store.
Right.
And so I don't worry about the size and how thick it is. I just worry about the beef. Yeah. The beef is good, so it ought to come on through, just get out of the way.
Absolutely. You see what Oscar put up there, Bill?
Yeah, he's talking. He's just talking trash.
Yeah, he is. I love that. So.
Man, it depends. If I'm south of I-10, I like the left rack of ribs. If I'm north of I-10, then it's definitely right sides.
There you go.
Not everybody can walk into an HEB at 10:30 at night and pick up a 14-pound pork butt like Purvis can.
Oh, he can.
I mean,
that's for sure.
That's
that did work out for me that weekend.
Yeah.
But that was only because my truck was broke down, and it was in my driveway I had to borrow Tom and Bell's truck because my truck was broke down, man. I didn't have any pork, so.
Wow.
So I was on my way to Pierre Park, Louisiana, and I'm like, I'm tired, but I'm not tired. It's 10:30, and I'm driving. I'm I don't know, south of Shreveport, maybe. I don't really know exactly, but I still got like 4.5 hours to go, and I'm just trolling through Facebook looking for some kind of conversation to keep me busy. I don't want to pull over and take a nap because I want to get there, but at the same time, I'm kind of getting, I'm getting
tired.
a little bit run down, and
right.
And I seen Bill post his picture of his sport butt, and I was like, the guy ain't left, and I knew if I answered 2 or 3 times, Purvis might give me a call, and sure enough, he did. He helped trim about 30 minutes off my drive that night before he got into the house. So
that's awesome.
I mean, it's that's one thing that I do appreciate. Guys like Phil and Bill and some of the other cooks and Paul, and is that when you're making those long drives, man, they know you're out there driving, so they'll give you a holler. They'll help you shave an hour or two off your time.
It does, man. Just talking, man. All of a sudden, it's like, man, we've been an hour. Like, and if you hadn't been nobody on the phone, it's like, oh my God, am I going to make another hour?
Eyelids are getting heavy.
Oh, like, please, I need somebody to talk to. My wife is like, how come you're always on the phone? Get your butt out there driving by yourself, and you'll be wanting to get on that phone. Man, I can make a trip from here to Dallas. By the time I talk to Lee Hickle and one other person, man, I'm in Dallas. Like,
Right.
So big.
You got an hour and a half left. It's kind of like it's gruesome. It's like, oh gosh, but you get to like 59 minutes, you're like, huh, okay, I got this. You start bouncing around a little bit, turn it up, roll the window down, you just start jamming. So
that's it. Well, I don't know if any of you folks know it, but there's a guy here named Mr. Bill Purvis that we got him a class on Barbecue Champs Academy, man. And I'm going to drop a link real quick if you haven't seen it, if you didn't know about it. Now's kind of a good time to head over here. There's the link. You can click that, go over there, Mr. Bill's class. Bill, man, you have been absolutely tearing it up. We appreciate you being part of Barbecue Champs Academy. And I just dropped the link in there. A lot of people have already jumped on that class in a hurry. And I know there were some guys that had some good walks there as well, and that had taken your class recently. So I know
there's a couple of ribbons that showed up, a couple banners that showed up.
I know that's got to make you feel good that they took a class, and then all of a sudden, less than a month later, they're on the biggest stage there is.
Yeah,
and
sure.
So if you guys are needing a little help to get over the finish line, I will tell you, Bill has got an amazing class, very detailed, like all of our classes are. He's got a lot of techniques that some of them that's pretty dang unique that I hadn't ever seen before. And go check them out. It's at bbqchamps.com. The link's over there in the chat, and go check them out. So did we raise the price at all, Mike? Or I don't know. I thought by now you would have called me up and said it needs to go to $19.99. Just to keep it under that $2,000 mark.
So, well, the thing is, and one of the guys that posted the banner in the little private group, and he cooked it. You still got to cook it, and that guy cooked it, and he had a really good call at San Antonio, and but like I said, he did have to cook it,
absolutely,
and he had to pick out the meat and everything else that goes along with it. So.
One thing about it, you show them exactly how to do it from trim to taste, man. I mean, there's nothing that's left out. So if you're wanting to try to up your game, man, go check that link out. It's bbqchamps.com. Go down there to our pit masters and click Mr. Bill's. You can buy just the all access, which is brisket, rib, pork butt, and half chickens. And if you want to add the chicken thighs to it, which Bill, I don't think it'd be safe to say you probably have cooked some chicken thighs in the new CBA.
That's all I've been cooking is thighs.
And I know you've been doing pretty well. So you can add that for another $100 more, and you can get both his half and his thighs, which have been absolutely killing it. So Bill cook on drums. Yes, Bill cooks on drums in the class. Other than ribs, he did a pellet cooker, but he just started doing that. He does tell you how to do them on a drum. It's a pretty simple process, and we talked about it. So Travis, it's a great class, man. So check it out. Let's see, Aaron, real quick, man. Last time we had you on the show, you was just getting ready to release your charcoal. Mm-hmm. How we doing on that? Is that out in all the stores now?
No, we got it in a few stores across the state. It's a craft charcoal, so it's a number one. It burns twice its size, right? It's a 5-pound bag, but you can get a full cook on a full competition day. It does burn a lot longer. I'm getting at 300 degrees. Well, if anybody's seen my stuff, I cook wide open. So my drum is 600, 700, whatever the gauge pegs out at, and it looks the same as it does hot. So when I'm doing that and I've got that hot drum, I can still get a full 8 hours at pegged out all day. So I'm not really too worried about it, but I'll still back it off for chicken. I'll still back it off for some ribs. Other than that, I'll open it wide open. So The charcoal's in a few stores across the state. We got about 5 vendors, and then we have 3 here in Midland. And
Tell us
it's
who
just
they are.
Midland Meat Company is a vendor for it. The fire store or the fireplace store here in Midland. We have a liquor store also carrying it. Frontier Meat Market up in Plainview has it. Let's see. The Weatherford. Man, you're gonna put me on the spot here. I'm thinking about names real quick. The Outdoor Grill Sales in Weatherford had it, and Dustin Stanley has it at the barbecue store.
Okay.
So we make it by hand. So I mean, it's not something that you're getting mass produced. I mean, it's a full charcoal. It's made by hand. It's 100% exactly what the bag says. So you're going to see a sticker on it because I use the same bag, but I use it for different flavors. I'm going to pick up oak next week, mesquite after that. We have the pecan, and that's what I smoke with is the pecan. So I use the pecan lump. I've been using it for 3 years, and we just finally put it in a bag last March. Started selling it. So it's really taken off, and it's doing good. As I said, though, it's not going to be your Kingsford. It's not going to be your B&B. It's not going to be your Royal Oak, man. This is just a craft charcoal. So it's got a special use for everybody, especially the guys in the backyard. Competition guys, we use a lot more sometimes than what they use, but and what that bag is going to really take you. So I got a lot of barbecue cooks doing really good that are using it, and I'm proud that those guys are supporting us. But I don't think we can ever be as big as the other guys because we do make it by hand, and we're only limited to so much per pickup. So
right.
Made right here in Texas. That isn't made anywhere else.
Yeah, Rob, congratulations, man! Huge first place rib call. That was awesome. And ask Aaron what he is the president of. All right, which is the president of, Aaron?
Well, as I stated, if you see my barrel, I'm president of the Burn Barrel Club. And that the day I burned it up, me and Johnny Trigger up in Amarillo, and I told Johnny, I was like, Johnny, smell plastic burning. And about that time, Joe Webster turned around and he just points out of his drums on fire. We had flames about 3 foot above the lid, and I was scared I burned down Brian Crawford's trailer. They finally got the lid closed. We got it shut. I got a TikTok video. It's got, I don't know, 10, 12,000, 14,000 hits. I don't know. It's funny. It's got flames coming out. Powder coat's melting off. I had to roll it out the side and use my other drum, but it goes with me. It has a story to tell. It looks like shit, but man, she cooks like a dream. So I'm going to stay with it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it is hilarious. Yeah, them drums.
I got a burn barrel as well, but I didn't burn mine. So
them drums, I tell you what, they can get out of control in a hurry if you ain't careful. So
anybody's interested in old fashioned lump charcoal, it's right there behind me. I don't know. Right there.
There it is. There you go.
And man, reach out. We got it, and we can hook you guys up.
Okay, and that's TexasOilDust.com.
Yes, sir.
TexasOilDust.com. And you can get Aaron's stuff. Mr. Bill, I know you've got your rib grind. I know you have been working on a new chicken
chicken brine.
Chicken brine. Yep. Okay. I know it obviously is coming along pretty well. Any targeted date approximately when you think?
Man, I'm hoping within the next 2 months. I mean, everything's approved. I'm just waiting on my co-packer to get it all bundled up, and they're a pretty big co-packer, so it's got to fit in their production schedule and all the rest of it. So they're doing more than just my stuff. So I'm hoping in the next couple of months. I still got to get the artwork sorted for the label.
Right.
I haven't got that finalized yet, but the recipe's finalized. It's sitting with them. We've just got a bunch of different moving parts, labels, bags. I'm gonna stick it in a bag. So hopefully within the next, like I said, hopefully within the next 2 months, it'll be available. So
okay. Ron wants to know, can you ship the charcoal?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We can ship it. So websites and shipping is stupid crazy right now. So
yeah.
If you're looking for something like that, y'all reach out to me, message me, do something like that. I'll get you in the right channel. Okay. We're fixing to create a new website. The new website will have my cutting boards on it. It'll have the charcoal on it. We have a hardwood lump we're coming out with this year. Okay. So that'll be on there. And then from there, you'll have 2 separate places to go because I don't want to, it's the channels itself and the shipping costs are so outrageous right now that when you put it with rubs and charcoal, the size of the box changes. And I don't want to I don't want to screw anybody on shipping. I'd rather you be able to get it where you've got it and then take it down. So it's a work in progress for us because it's a new era that I'm going into. But we're making it work the poor boy way, I guess you'd say.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta crawl before you walk, man. So, and like you said, it's a craft charcoal, right? So you can't make hundreds of.
I can tell you this. You can light this charcoal in 8 minutes. Your drum will be 275. Wow. If you find another charcoal in the market that does that, holler at me. I want to test it.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Wow, that's some good charcoal. I got to try a bag of it.
So when you wake up late for brisket to put brisket on, you can light that drum and you can go put that brisket on in 10 minutes. I'm just saying, wow. it works.
Wow. Well, that is absolutely.
I'll tell you this, man. I'm sponsored by Royal Oak, and man, they didn't do a bad job over the weekend either.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Bill, since we're getting ready to wrap this thing up, why don't you go ahead and thank all your sponsors, man?
Man, LC Barbecue, Royal Oak, Cosmos. Man, I even use a little oil dust every now and then, and man, there's just a bunch of good ones out there,
Right.
But yeah, those are the major ones, and of course, duck fat.
There you go.
They keep me oiled up, So,
that was a pretty sweet deal on the Food Network when you just gave that plug and duck fat started just raining out of the clouds. So that's not a bad deal right there. So, oh well, man. Well, congratulations, Bill. Man, absolutely phenomenal job. To get RGC last year, come back and get GC this year. Super happy for you, brother. And man,
and I want to say too, Mike, there was a question in the comments, I think, I don't know, I think it was somebody about, let's see, what did they say? They asked a question, do you run the same recipes every competition or something like that?
Okay, yeah.
Do you guys run the same recipes at every comp, or do you change them up? So okay. I'll let Aaron answer first, and then I'll answer,
Okay.
If you talk to Kit Polk, that man will tell you at the intersection of A and Z in Zippard, Texas, you need to change to oak and use a lot of pepper. And if you ask him about North Texas, he'll say, yeah, at the intersection of Decatur and I-20, you need to turn around, and he'll give you all kinds of deals, right? So the theory sets is you have to have a tweak for every area of the state. Because what you run in North Texas and West Texas may not do very good in the Houston area. I found that out. Hempstead, Texas, I sat in my chair. Didn't get 3 calls. I was like, well, I drove up here for nothing. But I had business to take care of. So I run the same profile, but I add tweaks to doing certain things because everybody's a little different genre down there. Everybody's got a little different atmosphere, and their personalities are different. Their taste buds are different. So you can run the same thing, and it may get you somewhere and it may not, but you got to have a small adjustment everywhere you go because of those different areas that you're running.
Makes sense. Okay. Bill?
And I do make small tweaks. So, I don't run exactly the same thing every comp. I will make, part of this game, it's fluid to me. It changes. It's not always, when something comes out and everybody's running a certain sauce or a certain rub or whatnot that starts hitting, I think that, word gets out that, everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. So word gets out, now all of a sudden, everything that comes across the judges table now went from something that kind of maybe stood out just a hair. Now all of a sudden that's just the norm.
Right.
So I do think that as barbecue changes, you always,
have to change with.
I'm a big, I get bored too. I get bored
right.
if I run the same thing over and over and over. So I do make changes. I mean, a lot of the stuff on Barbecue Champs, that stuff that a lot of those bases are still what I'm doing. I'm still running a lot of those same injections. I may tweak a sauce a little bit on this one, or I may on this one, hey man, I maybe tweak the injection, but I'm still running the same sauce. So, but as far as a lot of the stuff I'm doing, it's usually pretty similar to what we filmed,
right.
Unless something falls off.
Right.
I mean, we've all been in this game enough to know that, man, I was running this rib and this rib's been killing it. And all of a sudden it falls off. If it falls off for 2 or 3 comps, you're damn right I'm going to change. I'm not just going to sit there and run the same thing over and over. But just because we're on Barbecue Champs or, just because Aaron's taught a class, last year, and that's what he did last year. Aaron's like me. We're all talking to one another, trying to figure out, hey, what's hitting this quarter, what's hitting right now. So, and I'm sure you're no different, Mike. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're probably you'll tweak here and there once you see some.
And we taste food.
Yeah,
I mean, Bill tastes my stuff. I taste his stuff.
Yeah.
I really didn't like my chicken this weekend. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't like the taste of it. So, and it's funny, sometimes you can run the same exact profile, the same exact injections and everything, and end up with two different products.
Yeah.
Week to week.
Yeah.
This weekend, my brisket was really, really good, and I've run that same profile before, and it's been okay. But,
right.
The texture of it, to me, it's more, obviously the texture really comes into play more so than the recipe,
right.
if you will.
Right.
So
100%.
I took this whole past year, I took off and everywhere I went, 55, 58 comps, whatever that number was, I did something different. I tried a new area for like 3 or 4 or 5 contests, and I tried new stuff. But Paul Whitaker is one of my biggest critics. He's like, why the hell did you do that? You just lost GC because of that. Well, I tried something new, right? Yeah. If I don't try something new, I'll never know if it works or doesn't work. I may sit in my chair today, but I may do better next weekend. So I tried new stuff because every couple of years your stuff falls off a little bit, and you have to go out with a new thing to try to get back into that limelight. And
right.
This whole past year after my back surgery, that's all I did. I tried new things, new techniques, new tendernesses, new products that I had, that kind of stuff, and trying to get that out there. That's all you can do, because if you stay with the same program over and over and over again, you're probably going to get disappointed and fall off the barbecue charts and not want to cook anymore. Yeah. So you have to think like a cook and be a recipe.
Well, and if you're working on new products and you're trying to develop new products, the only way to test them is at a cook-off.
That's right. 100%.
That's the only way to, and if you're going to put your name on a bottle or a bag, you want to make sure the damn thing works before you start selling it to all your friends,
That's
so
right. 100%.
It's like that perfect score rib I did at World Food. When Robert and I had a perfect score on the ribs, that's a new recipe. I only ran it 7 times, and I tried it. I threw it out there, but then I took it to Hempstead and didn't do any good. So not to say it was good or not good. I know my areas, and where you got to go to, so you play with those. I mean, that's the only way that we're going to do it. We have to spend money to make money.
Right.
And this is where it's at.
That's 100%. Well, guys, I tell you what, man, it has been a great show. We got 80,000 people still on after an hour and 8 minutes of people listening to us. So 81,000, man, the record is still rolling. So it's been a good day, and we certainly do appreciate everybody being here tonight. We do these every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. I will not be able to be on the show next Tuesday. I'm going to be in Las Vegas on vacation with my bride. So I don't have nothing planned unless if I can figure out some way of taking our Clash of the Titans State Cook Cup little deal that we did. I may have that where it'll actually air. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But I hope everybody will return with us the following week, because I may have to try to reach out to that man right there and see if we can get Mr. Carlos on here, because he had a big shot down in the Houston, the Humble Rodeo Show, and Mr. Smoke Show himself, Mr. Donald King. Congratulations to you on getting that RGC. So I'm going to have to be putting some folks together that following Tuesday. I hope I can. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to then, because we are filming another Barbecue Champs class. And it's going to be probably that Monday or Tuesday. And I just got through thinking, we may not have that thing wrapped up on Tuesday if we start on Monday. You don't realize, Bill will tell you, these are very, very long days. I thought Bill, he probably thought he was going to come in here in a few hours. It was going to be over. It was what, Bill, 8 hours the first day and 13 hours that second day. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on back-to-back weeks. I hate that. We may have to do a special edition on a Sunday or something when I get back from Vegas, because I don't want to be gone from people too long. They'll say, he's not on here no more. So anyway, you got to work when you got to work. We got to produce videos for everybody. We appreciate the love that everybody has given us. Thank you so much, Bill. Congratulations, Aaron. Huge congratulations to you on getting them 2 black banners. Thank you guys for being on tonight. Bill, thank you, brother, for being part of Barbecue Champs Academy. I hope everybody is going to have the great rest of this week. It's miserable weather out there across the U.S. Stay safe, stay dry, stay cold, or stay warm. And as we always say, y'all go out there, have a lot.